add to the conversation about consent. Hi, my name's Keeley. I am a cuddle therapist and a boundaries and consent educator. I'm about to say something that might make you uncomfortable. It is important to remember that there is nuance when we're talking about concepts of consent that's important to address and can't be done in a 60-second video. So here it is. You can consent to something and then have a bad time. Let me address a couple of the reactions that I know I'm going to get. Is coercion real? Absolutely, and rampant. Rape culture is real and a problem. The patriarchy is real and a problem. Enthusiastic consent is a gold standard. Yes, all those things. And there needs to be space for the recognition that sometimes we consent to something and we just don't have a good time. We're going to continue this conversation, so like and follow to see where this conversation goes. This TikTok will tastefully reference adult content. If that is not information that you want or content that you're interested in, please keep scrolling. Scenario. Someone who has previously gotten permission sends me a spicy text. I happen to not be in the headspace to send or receive spicy texts, so I let that person know. I also let that person know that they still have a blanket yes. They have consent to send me random spicy texts whenever they want. Just not right at the second. This kind of communication does several really important things. It reinforces that they did nothing wrong. They had my consent, and they still do, but I get to check in with myself and also respond in the moment, I'm not there right now. And the cool part about this kind of conversation is that from their perspective and their end, they don't have to feel rejected. They don't have to feel guilty because they didn't do anything wrong. This kind of communication does take practice. I wasn't always in a place where I would have been able to say in this moment right now, hey, I'm not there right now. That's not my headspace. And I'm gonna take a guess and say some of you, I imagine, aren't there right now either. Setting that boundary, that casual boundary, would feel really difficult. And from the other perspective, I imagine some of you listening to this would feel really rejected or uncomfortable or feel like you'd done something wrong if you were on the other end when someone said, I'm not there right now, but we can resume later. All of this to say, when you can create a dynamic with the people you're in relationship of both of you being able to be brave and vulnerable and honest when setting boundaries, and conversely, you can also be gracious, resilient, and understanding when receiving those boundaries, and secure when receiving those boundaries, the level and depth of connection has no limit. It brings you closer together and makes for more comfortable, more safe, more rich relationships. Like and follow for more. Incorrect. This is so fundamentally flawed logic. Like, I have no interest in being a seamstress. Do I find that shameful? No. Just because I don't want to do something doesn't mean I find it shameful. Also, every job, period, every single job is some form of, as you put it, very weirdly, renting consent. If I was a retail worker, I certainly wouldn't consent to waiting on someone hand and foot in like a shop or going and fetching things for them unless I was getting paid to do that. I wouldn't consent to that task. Every job is renting consent for that task. Your issues with sex work are your own. Don't put them on me.